Hello everyone, and welcome back to the AOR F1 2016 Season 12 Championship. The time has come for this incredible 21 race season to come to an end, and even though both championships were wrapped up back at the US Grand Prix, there's still 28 laps of racing to go in this season at the beautiful Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. My name is Justin, and joining me for this final race, it's Fisi.
Yes, hello Justin, hello everyone. I am back in the box as Ali is on holiday for this week, and I'm very excited to help you guide us through this race in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Really looking forward to it. It's been an incredible season of racing all season long, so I would expect nothing less from the Abu Dhabi circuit. Last time out in Brazil, it was Cupid who picked up his third race win of the season, with recently crowned champion the Flying Finn claiming second and AOR Raikkonen taking the final place on the podium for the first time in his career after an incredible race for Ferrari, with his teammate Jason 97 F1 just behind in fourth place, bringing an impressive haul of 27 points to the Scuderia and moving them up to 6th in the championship ahead of Toro Rosso and Haas. That's what happened last time. Let's turn our focus toward the race, and starting with the side-by-side comparison and Qualy report.
So welcome to the final qualifying comparison of this season here, Xbox Tier 1 in AOR, and we're comparing CRU in the Renault and the already crowned Season 12 champion, the Flying Finn, in the Williams here on the right-hand side for round number 21 of the season here in Abu Dhabi. The Flying Finn losing the back end ever so slightly going into turn 1, but both of them taking a lot of curb on the inside and outside of the track before going into the quick turns 2 and 3. CRU going flat out through there, whilst the Flying Finn lifts off ever so slightly. Now towards the end of the first sector, and you can see that CRU is just a little bit in front, maybe a tenth ahead of the Flying Finn there on the right hand side towards the end of the first sector. Both of them tight there, hugging the apex as they go through the hairpin to now start the ascent through the gears onto the first of the DRS straights. Yellow flags out for CRU. He'll be hoping that doesn't ruin his lap as they both open up the DRS down the first of these long straights here in Abu Dhabi. Going under the Pirelli bridge, and you can see that CRU was still just about ahead as they now brake heavily down into the first of these chicanes, making sure not to clump the curbs on the inside, the second part of the chicane, which can really unsettle the car, but both getting good traction, opening up the DRS once again, moving up towards 8th gear. CRU doing that of course first because he's up at the moment, braking heavily again for another chicane there. CRU goes purple through the second sector and again is ever so slightly up on the Flying Finn, but at the moment it's pretty tight still between them as they use a lot of curbing through the chicane and again through the left-hander, but a lot of curb for the Flying Finn and a lot of oversteer through that left-hander, which will have lost him some time as they now head towards the hotel section. Once again CRU very smooth on the brakes, making sure not to take too much curb as he now flings his Renault to the left-hand side to go under the Etihad bridge. It is unsurprising at this point how much CRU is up on the Flying Finn, given that CRU is running the ultra soft tyres and the Flying Finn is on the super soft, but you can already see he's almost a full corner really ahead of the Flying Finn, already exiting it as the Flying Finn is entering. But of course, the champion for this season will have an alternate strategy starting from 10th on the grid with CRU in second.
Thank you for that, Niren, and here we have the results from the final qualifying session of the season, and it's BBR Stries who's going to take pole position here in the Red Bull, 2.5 tenths of a second ahead of CRU. Very impressive lap from him. TRL Martin and Ycoms also with a good qualifying in the second row of the grid, and then Franglish also high up in 5th place ahead of TRL Limitless. Cyril Hamilton and SDS1 Alonso's going to be on the 4th row together, and then 6 Skills as well, also making his way into the top half of the order, all the top 9 on the ultra soft tyres, and then the Flying Finn on the super softs in 10th ahead of Bernard also on those super soft tyres. And then on the second page we have Jason, Liabot, Giovinazzi, AOR Reversal surprisingly far down, also Mike Marshmallow down there, the Saubers close together on the grid. TRL Williams is the last man who set a time. Lucky Dog, Andre, Snowadore, AOR Raikkonen and RS Falcon all not setting a time for whatever reason, and unfortunately we're missing ATR Cupid and Stu from the grid today. But still, 22 cars ready for action here for one final time in Season 12. Let's jump into it.
Welcome to the desert of Abu Dhabi, where we have a full grid of 22 drivers preparing to go racing under the setting sun until the floodlights come on and illuminate this final race of AOR Season 12. It is, of course, a 0% chance of rain, as one would expect in Abu Dhabi, which does mean, though, Fizzy, that the important thing is going to be strategy.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big thing around here. It's a tough circuit. It's a season finale, of course. It's been a very long season, a very action-packed season. And today, even though, as you mentioned in the intro, some of the championship, well, both the championships are decided at the front, is still going to be a lot of exciting action. And as for strategy, the people who start on the ultra soft tires, they are not very durable at all around here, so they will struggle if they want to try and do one stop here. But those people like the Flying Finn here who manage to qualify or start on the super soft tires, or even the soft, some of them maybe back there, they might even push for a one stop, you'll see.
Yeah, Burnout F1 actually sat just behind him in that 11th place position. Of course, he'll have fresher tires, seeing as he did not run that set in qualifying, or at least I assume he didn't anyway. Strees on pole alongside Sayaryu. Sayaryu very, very comfortable with that second place position, of course, taking second in the championship, and he will start this race from the front row of the grid alongside that Red Bull. TRL Martin just behind him in third position. Ycoms in fourth for the Force India team. As we prepare to go racing now, the sun is setting, the lights are coming on. We've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights. Engines revving on board with the Force India of Ycoms. It's a great start, terrible start for TRL Martin. I'm not sure what's happened there. In fact, he's actually kind of disappeared for a moment there. Possibly some lag going on for the Mercedes driver. TRL Hamilton in 7th position, going around the outside of the Ferrari. Burnout F1 all the way down in 20th.
Snow is spun up already.
Oh, and Snowy's off already. I didn't see what happened to him, but it's been a terrible start for Burnout. That much is for sure. On board with the Ferrari of Jason 97 F1. Started this race outside the top 10, already up into 9th position. It's been a fantastic start for Jason, his teammate AOR Raikkonen, trying to navigate his way through that turn 7 hairpin. Back on board with the leaders. Limitless now already gaining positions at the start, up into 4th position, gaining that slipstream on Ycom's. Going to go down the inside into turn number 8. It looks like he's just about got the measure of him. Ycoms, though, is going to try and fight back, but no, Limitless really takes that position pretty handedly here. Sayaryu now going to try and put the moves on Strees up ahead in the Red Bull. Oh, some lag going on there as well. That's a issue that we've seen throughout the season, and it seems that this race is going to be no different. Sayaryu does it around the outside of turn number 11. An incredible move from the Renault driver. Limitless up into the third, and Sayaryu up into the lead of this race here, Fizzy.
Yeah, impressive overtake there from Sayaryu, and also Limitless making moves here on the first lap. Obviously, Limitless not having had the best season so far. Want to finish off on a high at least. So now looking on board with the Flying Finn, who's already made up 3 positions of where he started, now behind his teammate, SDS F1 Alonso. Oh, as he gets a bit of oversteer on that curb, and Hamilton has also got a bad exit out that corner, got Jason all over him as well. But yeah, perfect first lap for the Sayaryu, as he also gets a bit of oversteer. Don't want to throw that away already, but yeah, he's in the lead of the race, and it's looking good for him so far.
Yeah, at the other end of the spectrum, though, it seems his teammate is going to be coming into the pits for a very early stop. Again, I'm not really sure what happened to Burnout. Hopefully we'll get a replay of the start. I know we normally do. TRL Hamilton, though, struggled at the beginning of this race, dropping a couple of positions from 7th down into 9th now is the Mercedes driver, and getting pressurized, as I mentioned, by that charging Ferrari of Jason 97 F1. He is really on fire right now. The Flying Finn as well. The lead Supersoft runner in this race used Supersofts, though. He did use this set of tires in qualifying, so that is an older set. So the guys behind him on Supersofts are going to have fresh Supersofts, such as Jason 97 F1 in the Ferrari. He's going to have to do it around the outside at turn number 8, but actually it looks like the Mercedes is going to go a little bit deep. Jason trying a different line there, is going to carry more speed through the right-hander of that chicane, and it looks like he's going to take that position off of Hamilton here. No DRS, though, actually, for the Ferrari driver. He's going to have to go around the outside now. The other Mercedes getting involved as well. Both Mercedes all over the back of this Ferrari into turn number 11, but it does look like Jason is going to hold on to that P8. Martin, though, moving ahead of his teammate, and that means that Hamilton has now dropped yet another position down into 10th, and he's already being pressured by Leobot in P11 in the Toro Rosso as well. We're on board with Limitless's teammate, Lucky Dog 2000, now down in 14th position. Oh, getting it a bit wrong there into turn 16 and 17. Just about running into the back of Mike Marshmallow. In fact, Bull Sauber's running just ahead of him. Reversal a little bit further down from where he'd like to be, and making contact with that barrier as well as Lucky Dog. Yeah, gains an easy position off of reversal there, Fizzy.
He does, getting very close to the Sauber, and so does Raikkonen into the final corner, just about saves his front wing from damage there. It's very close throughout the pack, actually. so far in this race. Reversal now going for a move. Unlucky, okay, there's a bit of contact. Both of them going into a drift. Reversal, I think he saved it, but he's going to lose another position to 6 skills. Andre now right behind him, also on the super soft tires. They're going to go side by side through turn 3 into 4 with TRL Williams, who made his debut a couple of races ago in Mexico, trying to get involved as well. Joining the Force India on this occasion, despite being reserved, but yeah, that's the order we're going to stay in for now. Lots of action towards the back of the field. Ciario, though, is trying to pull a little bit of a gap now on Strees on lap 3. I think Strees is still within DRS range. And speaking of DRS range, Alonso getting the DRS and an inside line for the chicane on Franglish now for P5 in the race. His teammate watching from behind, maybe going to try to take advantage with the better exit out of the chicane now. Alonso getting hard on that curve. Franglish is going to move back ahead of him, and now the Flying Finn with DRS is going to try to grab both of them for the price of 1 now. Can he make the move on the outside of Franglish into the triple chicane? Bit of wheel banging there. Finn is going to go very, very deep. Franglish hanging on those ultra soft tires, and there we go. That's hard, but just about clean racing, I would say.
Yeah, great stuff there from the 2 Williams guys, just about managing to keep everything nice and clean. Up at the front, though, it does appear as Strees is starting to put the pressure on Ciario. Limitless actually getting pressurized from Ycoms. It hasn't been a great couple of races, if memory serves correctly, for Ycoms, but it looks like he's doing much better. And as you mentioned, Fizzy, these Ultrasofts clearly not lasting very long. I certainly don't know what the strategies are going to be, but I have to imagine for the top 9 drivers at least that all started this race on used Ultrasofts that it's at least going to be a 2-stop with. Oh, that's a big moment for Limitless at the exit of turn 1, catching the tank slapper, and actually Ycoms goes around the outside at turn number 2, and that's going to move him up into 2nd position after Ciario made that pit stop. The Flying Finn now trying to make that move on Franglish, and I'm sure his teammate is going to want to try and follow through if he can. Ciario is going to come out of the pits in 17th position, ahead of 6 Skills, who looks like he also fitted a set of soft compound tires as well. So the hardest compound tire for Ciario, for the Renault driver. They put on the matching yellow for his Renault, and it looks like Jason97 F1 is going to have a drag race down the DRS straight. Up ahead as well, actually, the Flying Finn and Franglish. Oh, all these F names are going side by side as well into turn number 8. A big moment there for Ycoms, who actually got that 2nd place position because of the big moment that happened to Limitless. So that was almost out of sympathy, that one. Jason97 F1 tucks into the slipstream of TRL Martin, both of them with the DRS open, and the car in front of them with the DRS open. We got a big pack of cars now coming into the braking zone for turn number 11. It's going to get very close between Raikkonen and Leo. Oh gosh, and there's contact with Mike Marshmallow. That is going to hurt the Sauber and the Ferrari for the most part. It does look like Hamilton and Reversal are going to go through. Still some wheel banging going on there. Mike Marshmallow losing even more positions to the other Toro Rosso and also the Haas of Lucky Dog 2000 now. That is a handful of positions lost by Mike Marshmallow there.
Definitely, as we now have the leader, the new leader of the race, also coming in 1 lap later, responding to Ciario. And here we go as well. Alonso into the pits. I think it was Cyril Hamilton. Or was it Martin actually into the pits? All the Ultrasoft runners having to come in really early, and that just shows how much they wear, really. As a slight hole there for Strees in the pits. Ycoms has jumped Limitless, has he? Because he's getting held up very much, and there we go. Ycoms is back ahead, so they've been swapping around. This time, though, he's a pass in the pits that Limitless couldn't really do much about. But, as Hamilton spun off the track, he has hit the wall. He has hit the wall. He's retired from session. Hamilton out of the session. He's lost his wheel there, presumably. So that's, well, Hamilton struggled to finish races all season, and unfortunately, it's going to end the same way.
Oh, and his car is still parked at the exit of that corner, coming down the hill out of turn 3. Jason97 F1 though, making the move on Franglish for P2, for what is effectively P2 at the moment anyway, into the chicane. Oh, heavy onto the curbs is really going to unsettle that Ferrari. Could put Franglish on the back of him as they come down towards turn 11. Limitless now getting that position back from Ycoms as they continue trading places back and forth. They are on differing compounds of tires though. Limitless opting for the super softs for his stop and the softs for the other car. Lucky Dog 2000 now is going to have a fantastic view of Mike Marshmallow and TRL Williams going side by side. TRL Williams going very deep in that Force India into that corner, and Mike Marshmallow not able to get the move done. Ciario caught in traffic on those soft compound tires, is stuck behind Lucky Doug. He's got Stries behind him, a decent-sized gap.
Yeah.
But I just don't see Seyaru getting past these 3 cars anytime soon, Fizzy.
Yeah, Seyaru managed to get a very solid undercut, actually, by pitting on lap 3 compared to Stries on lap 4. But obviously now he's going to lose some of that back as a result of that traffic. So Franglish was going to go wider for a second. He's managed to stretch Ultras to lap 5, actually. I think that's the longest. Oh, no! Wow, that must have been close, because it was in the green there on the time, but that's very unfortunate for Frank. There's a drive-through penalty, that's going to ruin what looked like a quite promising start to his race. As we now go side-by-side into turn 1, Seyaru trying to make some ground up in this traffic. We want to get through this as quick as possible, of course, and you know, these guys won't have to pit for a while yet, and as quick, if Seyaru can get through quickly, Stries will have to do the same thing, putting the pressure on Stries. So that was another easy position on Mike Marshall, who just couldn't get the grip through turn 3. And now he'll line up with TRL Williams as well on the straight, you'd have thought. Stries now right behind Lucky Dog, so it'll be his job now to try and make the move as efficiently as Seyaru did if he wants to have a chance to keep up with him.
Which would be truly impressive if he could be as efficient as Seyaru was through those opening corners of lap number 6 here as we approach 25% distance. Oh, missed his braking point, did Lucky Dog in the Haas. That is definitely going to give him a corner cut warning, and it looks like that was number 3 for him as he picks up a 3-second time penalty, loses that position to Stries, who again has already come into the stops. But go ahead and talk us through this replay here, Fizzy.
So on board with Limitless, you can see Martin getting a pretty slow getaway, and then his car just disappears for some reason. So some technical issues or some lag problems there from Martin at the start of the race, which obviously cost him quite a bit dropping down the field, and Hamilton having to avoid his teammate there as a result of that slow getaway. Luckily he managed to do so. Finn picking up a couple of positions off the line, and now we can see what happened to Burnout. He's right behind. That's very unfortunate. He couldn't really see anything through all that smoke, and I think it was 6 skills that also got caught on Martin there. That's quite unfortunate. There's Snowy coming into turn 1. Let's see how he's going to try and get his first point of the season. Oh, no, that's not going to work, is it? That's contact with the side pod of Lucky Dog. Let's see how it looks from his view. He's taking a very wide line through the corner, and absolutely nothing.
Interesting.
So he didn't even notice anything happened, but Snowy has lost his front wing.
Yeah, or at least the front left end plate. Oh my gosh, that's a big moment for Giovinazzi. Holy cow. He went spinning like a top at the exit of turn number 3 or into turn 4. Oh gosh, and Martin coming across the track makes contact with Falcon. Now that is an entire front wing going missing.
Yeah.
And that is really, really scary for the McLaren driver. I imagine that was not what he expected to find going through turn 3, was a Mercedes going across the circuit perpendicular to the racing line. And here is TRL Limitless on the back of his teammate, Lucky Dog 2000 now. And I imagine Lucky Dog really just wants to give his teammate the DRS and just let him overtake him here. I don't know if they have differing strategies going on or exactly what's going on, but it does look like now with the DRS, oh god, here comes Ycoms though with the DRS and the slipstream. It's actually going to get the inside line on the run down towards turn number 8. Ycoms versus Limitless. Round number 37 is go. Lucky Dog actually getting involved, makes contact with the Force India and goes spinning at the inside of turn number 9. Seyaru now trying to make a move on AOR Raikkonen. He's going to have to go around the outside of turn number 11 here. It looks like he's got the straight line speed though just about as Ycoms closes in on that gap to TRL Limitless after that contact with Lucky Dog that has allowed TRL Martin now up into 13th position. Oh, that is definitely not what Ycoms wanted there. Big tank slapper is going to lose him lots of ground to Limitless ahead.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be way out of the DRS range now of Limitless, who is catching up to a train now. Limitless actually closing the gap on Stries, who... Yeah, Stries has not made the same moves through the pack as Seyaru was able to do. Still
hasn't made any moves.
Yeah, exactly. Still stuck behind Mike Marshall, looking a little bit to the inside there in the penultimate corner, but still can't find a way through. So Stries losing a lot of time here. So I think I might have seen... I thought I saw a car going into pits, but it looks like they're all carrying on in that huge train that Ycoms unfortunately has just fallen away from a little bit. Oh my word, that's Martin! Facing the wrong way. Alonso's going slow. Something's happened between those two. And that's unfortunate, as if Martin's last race of the season wasn't going bad enough already.
But Lucky Dog says thank you very much and moves back up into 13th position, I believe, as Limitless just actually scares Stries right out of the position there.
Well.
Yeah, he's disconnected. It says he's being controlled by the AI now. So he has the opportunity, if I'm not mistaken, to get back into this. So it's not all over yet, but the AI is certainly nothing compared to this. Ycoms takes out the opportunity to just drive right through him. AOR reversal very deep into turn number 8. That's going to put Searu right up onto the back of him as they get to the DRS activation line. The Renault is already alongside the Sauber, flicks that wing open, gets the benefit of that reduced drag, and moves up into P4. Here's what happened with Lucky Dog on lap number 4. Oh, yeah, we've seen that. I think Alonso did that before, and that's a big, big moment for Lucky Dog. In fact, he is a lucky dog to still be in this race. Oh, and lap number 8, just 4 laps later, and this one's even further outside. I'm not sure if there's some sort of penalty or something for that. I mean, I think he lost, the time lost was enough of a penalty. And then here's what happened. The thing that you saw, Fizzy, you picked up on that contact at the final corner. No, that wasn't the thing with Martin, actually.
Alonso must have something else as well, then.
Yeah. So here's Raikkonen now. Reversal again. I thought this was the same clip from earlier, but no, that's reversal going deep again into turn number 8.
Yeah, and this time ahead of Raikkonen, so he might look to take advantage. Both of these guys having started on the super soft tires and still going on those that set. As TRL Williams on the soft tires also that he started on, and now right behind them. These guys obviously have been battling for 5th at the moment, but when the pit stops get settled, they might just drop far down. So Raikkonen's getting very close, trying to go the outside here. That's going to be hard. It's a long way to go around the outside. Reversal though going deep again into a corner, this time in the final tricky technical third section here of this track. Raikkonen still nearly pushing reversal round. Can Williams get better traction on the soft tires that will be in better conditions now at this stage of the stint? And he's suddenly trying to get close, and look, oh my word, that's close to being some damage as well. And Mike Marshmallow right behind, also on the soft tires, and we know that Limitless is sitting right behind this as well. So it's a very, very close scrap here in the midfield of the race.
Oh. Yeah, you weren't kidding. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 cars all very bunched up there. This is good racing, as we're now a third of the way through this race, or just about a third of the way through this race. And holy cow, that's a big dive from TRL Limitless. Goes up the inside, picks up a corner cut warning, and it looks like that was number 3 for the Haas driver, and that's going to be a 3-second time penalty as he moves up the inside of turn number 7 on Mike Marshmallow now to try and take that P8. Nothing doing there, though, and the Sauber driver, of course, will pick up the DRS.
And look who it is.
So it's going to be, and here comes Ycoms once again to challenge TRL Limitless. These guys are going to continue that battle, it looks like, as we get into the braking zone for turn number 8 for all of these cars. And again, Reversal is struggling on the brakes big time. He is holding up all of these cars, in fact, which is providing good opportunities for racing here, as we see Mike Marshmallow having a think about going around the outside of TRL Williams, and Limitless now getting involved. Gonna make it 3 wide into the corner. There's some bumping contact. Limitless making contact with both of those cars. Williams now, Mike Marshmallow off the circuit, nearly hitting the barrier there. Ycoms trying to go around the outside of his teammate, who is a reserve driver. Don't forget, is TRL Williams, so certainly Ycoms is gonna hope for a little bit of good treatment from his teammate here if he possibly can, but Limitless, very opportunistic there, Fizzy, up into 7th.
Yeah, I'm amazed that everyone here still has a whole front wing after all that, especially TRL Williams, who got squeezed from both sides into that corner. As now Raikkonen picking up a warning as well, something that needs to be wary of. Obviously, Limitless 3-second penalty could prove costly, but obviously a long way to go. Other people might also pick up some penalties as we progress in this race. But yeah, Limitless now up to 7th. He still has a few more cars to get past. And remember, of course, if these guys are going to go for a one-stop, then Limitless is essentially on the same strategy in terms of how many pit stops he still needs to do. So he still needs to pass these guys, as now coming into the second sector. Oh, and there's another dive. This time he managed to stay on track, though. No warning for him this time. And Limitless, that's actually a good move up to 6th place. Nice and efficient there on Raikkonen, who's still playing very daring with the
Did you see those rears on Raikkonen?
Oh, I didn't know.
70%.
Oh, wow. So, pit stop coming soon.
I think pit stop phase is definitely rapidly approaching. Limitless, though, putting on a clinic today. Yeah, he did have the track limit thing warning for the one overtake, but yeah, that was a fantastic move. Searu looking to put the moves on Leobot on the rundown towards turn 11. Inside line for him. This should be pretty textbook, and yeah, looks like it was for him. But yeah, Raikkonen definitely needs to come in. He definitely needs to stop. He's got TRL Williams all over the back of him. Ycoms as well, going to make the move on his temporary teammate for this final race of the season. Moves himself up into 9th position, and behind that Ferrari with the dying rear tires and Reversal, clearly struggling with the tires. I don't know if he's going for a one-stop. I have to assume that he is. He started well outside the top 10, so he's probably going for a one-stop still on that first set of super soft tires. and he is definitely struggling. He's going to be needing to come in pretty soon here as well. Again, that Ferrari up ahead of AOR Raikkonen is struggling with those rears. Look at that, 76% and 75% respectively for the left and right. He does pick up a warning for track limits as well. Oh gosh, that is a very late call to pit for the Sauber driver, and Raikkonen has been teleported away from the pit exit, or the pit entrance. Oh no, and, let's look at it from TRL Williams' point of view. That's a very late call from reversal.
Oh, wow.
No, and
God.
oh no, that is actually one of the saddest things I've ever seen in AOR.
And
Just
in general.
that whole sequence of events is, oh my gosh, and he's got a broken wing, and he's at 79%, and he's gonna have to go around. You're the expert on this one, Fizzy. Is that going to be an investigation into reversal?
Depends on if any of those drivers involved really bring it up for the stewards. That's usually how it works. But if they do, then there might well have been a dangerous pit entry there for reversal, I would have thought.
And Sayaryu, nothing dangerous about that overtake into turn number 11. Again, at the inside, carbon copy move that we saw him make before. Just a very straightforward overtake for the Renault driver. The Flying Finn currently leading this race on this set of super soft tires at the end of lap number 12, rapidly approaching the half distance point of this final race, and making his way through the very street circuit-esque sort of feeling sector 3. Lots of 90-degree corners for the final handful of turns or so, and the Flying Finn in his Williams is going to come into the pits at the end of lap number 12 for a set of the soft compound if his UI is to be trusted. And it looks like Sayari is going to continue on and take the lead of this race. Jason97 F1 going to move himself up into second position in that Ferrari, and once again, even if that's not where he finishes, it's great seeing the Ferraris up at the front, Fizz.
Yeah, definitely, and they made some big strides of obviously last race as well, moving up from 8th to 6th in the team championship. They're doing a good job to cement that as he stands in this race. Let's see where Finn ends up in the race. He's going to be behind Ycoms. Oh, there's the car. Snowy chilling there, lap down on the exit of the 3, but Ycoms now looking at the back of Mike Marshmallow. This is an interesting battle actually, because while the top 7 in the driver championship are pretty much settled actually going into this race, Ycoms in 8th have a bunch of drivers behind him close in the championship, Mike Marshmallow being one of those guys, so Ycoms definitely want to beat him, or at least close him. There's a 5-point gap between those two in the championship. Finn now trying to take the position away from him. He's going to go for a dive, little cheeky switch there at the end of the straight to go up the inside. Managed to slow it down nicely on the brakes. Obviously much fresher tires for him compared to what Ycoms has on at the moment. And that's the Flying Finn making strides. And yeah, it looks like the Flying Finn, with how late he pitted for those soft tires, that he will also go for a one-stop, which he would have expected considering he's qualified on the supers. So it'll be interesting to see compared to Sayari, who was leading the race at the start in the first stint. Oh my word, that's close. Yeah, it's kind of see how close Finn gets to Sayari, or how close Sayari gets to Finn, depending on how where Sayari is after his final stop.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the varying strategies without question. Unfortunately, Finn has caught Mike Marshmallow at the worst possible part of the circuit, where it's more or less impossible to overtake through those final 5 corners or so. Jason97 F1 for the Ferrari team into the pits at the end of lap number 13 for his stop. TRL Limitless as well into the pits at the end of 13. Mark Marshmallow again being pressurized by the Flying Finn, who's on that set of brand new super soft tires that are now just 1 lap old, which really at this point means they're brand new and up to temperature. So Mike Marshmallow is really going to have to worry about that, but nothing going into turn number 3. Not able to make the move there. The Flying Finn switching over to the right-hand side. You can see the extra grip that he has, but here comes Ycoms. Going to possibly, no, you can see he was thinking about making it 3 wide, but Mike Marshmallow defends the inside line into turn number 5 there. Good defensive maneuver from the Sauber there. That's going to mean that Finn is still behind as they come out of the turn 7 hairpin, and this could give an opportunity actually to Jason97 F1 to catch up to these guys. DRS activation now for the Flying Finn, and Mike Marshmallow is not letting the new champion through. He is defending that inside line with all of his might, and Finn's going to go very late on the brakes expectedly, and he's going to go around the outside, get the inside line for that right-hander. Mike Marshmallow pushes him a little bit wide there. Does the Flying Finn, pushes Mike Marshmallow off the circuit a little bit, but I think that was tough but fair racing there. Ycoms, though, is for some reason encouraging Mike Marshmallow. He's now switched over to the left-hand side, should get him in the braking zone comfortably. A little bit of wheel banging, though, with the Sauber. A second contact there at the exit of the corner, actually, and Ycoms looks like he's going to have to sit behind. Incredibly, Andre BCF 1997 in 8th position, but what's really incredible is that Stries is still ahead of him in 7th position. Such was the lead that Stries had when he disconnected, that his AI is actually still in the points at the moment. But Ycoms, same sort of thing that happened last lap, Fizzy, with the Flying Finn, just stuck behind Mike Marshmallow at the worst possible time, worst possible part of the circuit, and that looked very strange. Between and
Snowy.
Yep, and our resident explorer extraordinaire goes track exploring once again, although I wouldn't say that one was his fault after some contact with Giovinazzi. But here we go. Ycoms now with the inside line into turn number 5. There we go. That'll get him the position. But the real question is, can he hold on to that position into turn number 8? Because of course now Mike Marshmallow is going to pick up the DRS.
That is the big question. Let's see. Rich mix for Ycoms going down the straight. To expect Mike Marshmallow behind them, though, to be in Rich, as well as he's going to try to close that gap in the slipstream if he has any. And also with the DRS, of course, he's looking to the inside. Oh, he's going to go for the dive. Ycoms see him coming, though, leaving the room on the apex. Mike is still there, actually, carrying more speed through the chicane. That was quite incredible how much grip he managed to find.
Wow.
Through the second part of that chicane. Obviously, Ycoms having to take it tighter because of how far alongside Mike was. So in the end, that's a good fair racing, but of course now, that's going to be more frustration for Ycoms in the sense that, again, through Sector 3, he's going to have to sit behind.
Yeah, he's actually running into the back of him. He's so much faster than him through these slow corners, but unfortunately, Ycoms really struggling to get by that Sauber, and he would really like to. Meanwhile, the leader, Seoriu, in the Renault, into the pits for what we can assume will be his final stop in this final Grand Prix of Season 12. And the Flying Finn is coming around the penultimate corner into the braking zone now for the final corner. The Renault is up on the jacks. New tires are on. It's going to be another set of the softs for the second place man in the championship, second best. And he's just coming out of the pits now, and Flying Finn is already out. Yeah, Seoriu's still in the tunnel, so he is definitely going to be a little bit of a ways back. He's going to carry a bit more speed through turn 3 and down this hill through turn 4 just because of the way the pit exit works, but it's not going to be enough to get him the DRS or anything. Ycoms has just been embroiled in battles up and down the field throughout this entire race. If it's not Limitless, it's Mike Marshmallow. Jason97 F1 getting very close to Andre, very aggressive there, chopping him off. That was Snowy.
Again.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Okay, well, Jason is going to pick up the DRS here, though, and I had mentioned this earlier, Fizzy. He's actually closed in on these guys because of the battling that's going on between Ycoms and Mike Marshmallow, so we could see the Ferrari getting involved here.
And Jason having fresher tires as well, at least compared to Ycoms. I can't really remember. I think Mike has also pitted once already, but later than Ycoms did, so... Yeah, let's see. Ycoms are not able to get close enough on the DRS straight again, so he's going to have to settle behind. Still in P5 is a solid position in the race, though, but Ycoms, of course, has to pit again. As, oh my word, Limitless with an almighty dive there on 6 kills.
Wow!
Taking no prisoners with that one into the final sector, and that's a good move. Let's see now. Actually, Mike Marshall started on the softs, didn't he? So he actually hasn't pitted yet. That's why he's so far up. So like Ycoms, he also has to do one more stop.
Incredible that he's able to be this competitive in these wheel-to-wheel battles. You know, he's dogfighting. Oh, okay. I don't think Ycoms following him in. Ycoms is gonna follow him into the pits. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But entry. Here he is. He's
tried to get the full throttle on there. It looked like, but it just wouldn't let him.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly if this was intentional. I wouldn't have expected him to. Oh, but he does jump him. He does jump the Sauber in the pit stop. So good work from the Force India mechanics to get their men out in front of Mike Marshmallow as they come through the tunnel. That's a lot of understeer for Ycoms, and he's going to come out in 8th position, just ahead of what appears to be a 3-way battle for 9th position. Yeah, that's the battle between Mike Marshmallow and Jason97 F1 and I think Andre that he fed out just into. Here's a replay of lap number 6 for Burnout F1. And, yep, that's a big slide at the exit of the final corner. He's going to lose his front wing. Here's a replay of Lucky Dog looking like he wants to pit or overtake. Yeah, that was, I think, possibly cross signals there. I think possibly the person he was overtaking thinking that maybe he was going to go into the pits there. Here's a replay, lap 17. This is Mike Marshmallow on Ycoms. And this is after Mike has now fitted the super soft tires, of course. Back on board, back with the action. TRL Limitless now in 5th position after that incredible overtake that we saw before. Let's see if we can see another incredible dive bomb from the Haas driver as we make our way down the run towards turn 11. Nope, it looks like he's going to be too far back on this occasion, but Limitless seeming very feisty, very racy here today for this final race of the season, and he's finally not locked in battle with this man here, Ycoms, as Ycoms has now found a new dueling partner.
Yes, indeed. He's managed to pull a little bit of a gap after the pit stops though, so he's not got Mike all over the back of him at the moment, which is good for him. Limitless in 5th, wanting that 4th place behind him. He's got Leobot right behind him actually on the super soft tires. Leobot, who also pitted late, and is potentially looking good after having quite an up and down season as well, similar to Limitless, I guess we can say on that one. And here goes Limitless for another dive. Andre leaving the room, and the apex is running very wide though. That's going to lose him a lot of speed in the traction zone. And there we go, Limitless making another move, and then Ycoms actually set his fastest lap, so no wonder he was pulling a gap on Mike back there. That's impressive from him, as we now got Lucky Dog and Alonso going to battle. Alonso running well wide of the apex into the final corner, now starting lap 19 of the race. These guys as well, side by side into turn 1. Lucky Dog trying to hang it on the outside, but just couldn't find the grip out there to make it stick. And now, Justin, look at this. Now there's a battle right up at the front.
This is the duel that we're so accustomed to seeing after 20 and a bit races of season 12. This is what we're used to seeing, is Seiryu versus the Flying Finn. And once again, the old rivals find each other on the same piece of circuit towards the end of lap number 19, and Seiryu is very close. He definitely picked up the DRS as they were going through the 2 DRS zones earlier into the lap. He's going to have to stay behind unless there's some sort of uncharacteristic mistake from the Flying Finn. But certainly I wouldn't expect anything like that from the Williams driver, as they're coming to the end of the lap now, running very wide, using all of the circuit, all of the curbing at the exit of turn 19, nicely through 20 and down towards 21 to finish the lap. And Seiryu definitely seeming, he's caught up to him, if I'm not mistaken, so certainly he has been putting in very quick laps. Jason97 F1 in 3rd position. Would be incredible if he could pick up the podium the very next race after his teammate got the podium last time out in Brazil. That would be incredible for Ferrari to finish the season with back-to-back podiums. 6 Skills looks like he's going to be making his way into the pits, and that's going to move Ycoms up into 7th position, and also is going to promote Mike Marshmallow as well as some other drivers as well. Lucky Dog 2000 now all over the back of STS F1 Alonso. Both of those guys losing the back end at the exit of turn 19. I know it can be difficult through there. Seiryu with the DRS. Clearly the Flying Finn is using Rich Mix at this point, and probably a low downforce setup. The Renault does close in finally at the end of the straight, and this is the more likely overtaking location into turn number 11. And we've seen Seiryu make some pretty easy overtakes into this corner already in this race, a couple of them already, so we'll see if he can do anything on our newly crowned champion, excuse me. Lucky Dog up the inside, and with a track warning though for cutting the corner. That's going to give him a 3-second time penalty. I don't believe that's his first one. Franglish also is going to gain his 13th place position and is going to start pressuring STS F1 Alonso. 6 Skills trying to follow Franglish through. Good strategy from him. It could move him up into 13th position. STS F1 Alonso thinking about moving back into the slipstream of that McLaren before realizing that the Manor is already there. And wow, that's late braking from Lucky Dog. He nearly runs into the back of the McLaren. 6 Skills goes around the outside at turn number 9. Side by side with Franglish. They're both going to have the DRS. Lucky Dog is going to have the DRS too. The wings all open simultaneously, all at the same time, boys. Down the straight we go into the braking zone for turn number 11. Lucky Dog with the inside line, very late on the brakes, up into 14th on 6 Skills. But of course, remember when all of this started, he was in 13th, so he's still a position down on where he started. STS F1 Alonso still holding on to that 12th, but man, Franglish is looking fast.
Yes, at this stage of the race, it's Oh my word, he's going to go for a move on Alonso. Oh, there's contact into that corner, and they both run wide. Lucky Dog now is going to try to get that 13th place back, or maybe even 12th, and they're both still kind of struggling to get back on the track. A little bit still side by side, having been off the track together as well. Alonso losing it. Oh, and Alonso's lost his front wing, I saw in the rear there, and maybe even his tire because he's retired from the session. So that was a frantic battle for 0 points. It was only for 12, but you know, there's nothing to lose really. Final race of the season, might as well just go at it with all they got. Unfortunately for Alonso though, it hasn't worked out, but his teammate's still in the lead of the race and trying to fend off CRU. He's looking very close into the hairpin, and now we'll have DRS as well on the straight.
Yeah, he's very, very close, tucked into that slipstream. DRS activation line coming up now, and he will start to close in on the Williams. I don't know if we're going to see an overtake into turn 8, though. I think turn 11 is more likely. The Flying Finn feeling the need to defend the inside line into the chicane, which is good news for CRU. That could hamper his exit out of this chicane and give the Renault a slightly easier job. It does look like that is the case, actually. Now, in the slipstream, Flying Finn, I just assume, is going to defend the inside line on the run down towards the braking zone. The Williams with the inside, the Renault around the outside. Later on the brakes is Seyaru, but really, leaves him the room. Bit of contact between the two of them. Flying Finn has to take to the grass. Seyaru is going to gain that position. And tough one there, Fizzy, but I would have to say that's a legal move from Seyaru. I think he just about squeezed out the Flying Finn. He was ahead heading into that right-handed
but was he ahead enough?
That kind of double chicane. Yeah, that is a good question. So we will have to see if the stewards do anything about that one. But for right now, at the end of lap number 22, Seyaru in the lead of this race. And with just 6 laps to go for this final race, this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and he's got the Flying Finn all over the back of him. Again, this is a very familiar sight that we've seen all season long, the Williams versus the Renault. Here's the replay. Actually, talk us through this, Fizzy.
Yeah, so Seyaru getting a great run. Finn, again, defending the inside line a lot later on the race for Seyaru. Gets his car ahead, but then Finn gets it back mid-corner, though.
Ooh.
And it comes across into the third apex. It's a tricky one, really. Maybe should have left more room, carried a bit more, less speed into that last part of the chicane. Let's see from Finn's view again. So he's definitely far enough alongside there to warrant room, in my opinion. Because he had nearly his full car alongside, so a little bit naughty maybe from CRU. We'll see how happy Finn is with that and whether he takes it to the stewards.
Yeah, if nothing else, it is definitely going to fire him up and motivate him to try and get that lead back. As it looks like, there is going to be an investigation for forcing another driver off the track. Seyaru under investigation, of course. But again, with this being the final race of the season, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think penalties carry over from season to season unless they're particularly harsh or something like that. But Seyaru really obviously giving it his all, Finn giving it his all. Certainly neither of them has anything to lose as far as the championship is concerned. At least in the Drivers' Championship, anyway. Certainly, Finn doesn't have anything to lose in the Teams' Championship, and I'm not sure what Renault's situation is at the moment. But certainly, in the Drivers' Championship, nothing to gain or lose here, and only a handful of laps remaining. So I can appreciate Seyaru being a little bit aggressive than we maybe would have seen him at previous races. I could be a little bit. Oh, wow! That is a big moment for RS Falcon. I don't think I've ever seen a car out on that part of the circuit before. That was I kind of forgot it existed even. Andre BCF 1997 is going to go for fastest lap, it would seem, after fitting a set of the Ultra Softs. Has closed up to the back of AOR Reversal, but can't seem to find a way past the Sauber. The Sauber driver moving all around the circuit, trying to break that slipstream from the Toro Rosso driver. Not quite successful, unfortunately for him, though, and it does look like Andre is going to go up the inside. Yes, he does. Bit of a lockup there. Nice squeeze from Reversal, squeezing him onto that apex while leaving just enough room. But look at the traction difference on those fresh Ultra Softs coming out of that turn 9 chicane. And that's going to easily put him up past the Sauber before ever even getting to the braking zone for turn 11 here. And he does get it all slowed down just about. And he's actually got AOR Raikkonen just up the road here potentially. So we could see a late race charge from Andre BCF 1997. I'm not sure exactly when he fitted those Ultra Softs. But can they do 5 laps on light fuel? I would imagine so, right?
Definitely 5 laps, I would have thought. Franglish went 5 at the start of the race, so it's definitely possible. how good shape he'll be in remains to be seen, but yeah, I think Andre shouldn't have a problem getting them to the end, as the Flying Finn is trying to find a way back on CRU. Of course, CRU has about 3 laps fresher tires, I believe, having done 2 stops so far in this race compared to Finn having only done the 1 stop.
Right.
So we'll see, that could play a role, but Finn doing a good job to at least keep within the arrest range at the moment. He's not really getting close enough though, is he? Maybe on this straight, struggling a little bit out of the chicane. The end of the DRS, how fast will he close? A rich mix on the Williams, but yeah, nowhere near. He's going to go for the dive. That's very optimistic. We've seen some good dives in that corner already, but that would have taken the cake if that was pulled up.
This race definitely has a relaxed end of year feel to it with these sorts of moves and maneuvers that we've been seeing out on circuit, and I have to say I am really enjoying it with only 3.5 laps remaining for these two guys. And as I mentioned earlier, Andre BCF 1997 with these very fresh ultra soft tires has closed right up to the back of AOR Raikkonen, and it does seem actually AOR Reversal is getting a bit of a tow from the Toro Rosso. I think he may be getting the benefit of the slipstream right now. So I think this has allowed Reversal to close up on Raikkonen, as Raikkonen misses his apex ever so slightly for turn number 11. That's really going to put Andre BCF right up to the back of him. But now they're into the 3rd sector, and this is where passing is oh so difficult at this Abu Dhabi circuit. It is very, very difficult to get by in that 3rd sector. On board with TRL Limitless in that 4th place position, and with a pretty decent sized gap to Jason up ahead. Really, the car he needs to worry about is in fact Leobot behind on those super softs, and just a couple of tenths behind as they get to the end of that 2nd DRS straight. Andre BCF 1997 gonna give it a go on AOR Raikkonen. Nope, couldn't quite make it work there. And Reversal coming back at him. Reversal just announcing his presence in this fight. Raikkonen almost moving to the right-hand side, seemingly to let Andre by, it almost felt like on that one. But now he's going to come back at him. Oh, that's some contact. Oh, no, and the Toro Rosso and the Sauber look like they both lost a lot of time. AOR Raikkonen as well, losing a piece of his front wing, if I'm not mistaken. And Limitless has now lost that position to Leobot. He moves up into 4th as they start the penultimate lap of this season, to be honest. So Leobot up into 4th, pretty decent sized gap to Jason up ahead, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch that Ferrari, which is 2 laps left. He is definitely flying right now, no doubt about it. But back on board with the leaders here, Fizzy. Just a lap and a half or so remaining for these two guys right here. And how much would Steward like to end the season with the win?
Oh, definitely would have liked it. He's had 3 wins so far this season. Definitely wants a 4th. The Flying Finn, though, has been spoiled for wins really in season 12 here. He's had 11 and wants to make it 12. So yeah, lap and a half to go. And again, Finn a little bit too far back, as we now have a replay of Limitless. This is when he was running in P4 through the final sector. And losing the back end very much. That's even a bit of a front wing damage there, and that's how Leobot managed to slip through. Finally, Limitless had done a good job to keep him at bay until then, but that will give Leobot P4 in this race. A solid final race of the season. That was the reversal, was it? Sitting there on his retire.
Yeah, it was.
He was in 10th place earlier, but we had a bit of action going on with him. So he's unfortunately now out of this race. He's had a good season as reversal, but the final race hasn't gone his way, unfortunately. So Andre still battling with the Ferrari of AOR Raikkonen. Again, he's going to get a DRS. This time Raikkonen is choosing to go to the left side of the track to defend. And Andre, though, is not later on the brakes because the Raikkonen he still hits the apex. Andre leaves him enough room. Raikkonen trying to cut back, but unfortunately for him, the next corner is a left-hander. So that is Andre through finally on behind them. What is this? That is Snowy again, a lap down, who has just passed his teammate who's fighting for points here. I'm not sure how happy Six Skills will be about that one. He'll probably be happy that he's made his way into the points now, but he definitely lost some time there from Snow just unlapping himself for some reason. But that's how it is. It's final race. Snowy just seemingly is doing everything he can to get a lap back on everyone to get that final point he so craves. That first point of the season he so craves anyway. But now Justin.
And
oh
yeah. And 5-second penalty for, say, Aru for forcing another driver off of the track. I would say a bit, it was kind of on the edge. I think we agreed on that, no doubt about it. But yeah, the stewards opting for the 5-second penalty as the final lap of the season is starting to come to a close. So Aru likely to cross the line first, but will not be picking up the win for this final race of Season 12. But Jason97F1 looks like he's in a good position. Yeah, 2.1 seconds ahead of Leobot. So the other Ferrari driver going to pick up what is, I believe, his first podium of the season. Let me see if I can just confirm that. Nope, he had a podium back at Silverstone. So this would be his second podium of the year. But here we go. The two men that led the championship pretty much all season long. Sayaryu comes across the line first, but because of that 5-second gap, it does mean that the Flying Finn is going to pick up the win. 6 skills now going side by side with Raikkonen for trying to look to double his points tally. Oh, and those are some very worn rear tires on the Ferrari. Jason97F1 comes around the final corner. He's going to hold off Leobot to stand on that final step of the podium. Limitless is going to come home for a double points finish, or excuse me, a double-digit points finish. He's going to pick up some nice points for his efforts. In fact, Ycoms actually picks up 5th there, I believe, at the very end. Raikkonen, his tires are just screaming out, just stop, just please stop, especially through this final sector where it is so rear limited. Just getting on the power. Oh, and he's out of fuel as well. That's going to promote Franglish now up into the top 10. 6 skills is going to cross the line to grab a couple of points. Well done to 6 skills for grabbing those couple points right at the end there. A point for Franglish and AOR Raikkonen.
That's Teresa's AI again.
Yep. Incredible stuff. Lucky Dog 2000 now is also going to cross the line with tires that are about to pop in 13th position. And there it goes, the rear left, excuse me, popping right at the end there. And again, final race of the season, and Snowadore doing some
celebrating his last place of the championship.
Yep, still has another lap to do, but he's gonna go ahead and do some donuts there. So, wow, and what could have been for Burnout? What could have been for Burnout? Starting from 11th position, I had high hopes for the Renault driver, and
he had his best race of his season last week, and now probably one of his worst.
Yep, yeah. So that is very unfortunate. In the end, as we mentioned, the Flying Finn picking up yet another win. It's win number 12 out of 21. I'll let you guys do the math on that one. As far as win percentage for the season, but picks up the win with the one stop because of that 5-second penalty on Sayaryu, who would have won by more, just a little bit over a second. Again, though, another Ferrari podium, back-to-back Ferrari podiums in Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Leobot and Ycoms rounding out the top 5. Limitless, Mike Marshmallow, Andre, 6 Seals, and Franglish all picking up points right at the end of the season. And wow, what a season it's been. I don't know how long it's been since we've finished an AOR season for Xbox, particularly.
It's been a long time since we finished one with these kind of videos. Probably season 7 we did it properly. It's been it's been a long season. I mean, so much action. I know you can see the guys whose action today didn't get them any points, unfortunately.
And I have to imagine that this is the longest AOR season that we've ever had as well, with it being 21 races.
It is, yeah. It's never been 21 before.
Yeah, and a lot of times in previous seasons, I know there have been tracks that have been cut from the calendar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know I'm talking over the tables, but everybody pretty much knows how it is. TRL Martin, though, actually in the end solidifying that 3rd place position. Congrats to Martin.
And Ycoms holding on to 8th there, despite being the pressure. Leobot moving up to 9th. Mike Marshmallow couldn't move up from 10th, and Andre down a bit to 11th.
Yeah, both Salvers, though, in the top 10. Have to say it was a pretty good season for them. I would say it was a better start and middle for Reversal, but a better finish for Mike Marshmallow. Solid points finish for today. But if I'm not mistaken, also we're also going to be doing season 13 pretty soon. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. Not too far away already, so get ready.
So how soon can people expect that? And it's a truncated season down to just 15 races, is that right?
Yeah, so obviously with the release of F1 2017, we don't really know exactly when it's going to be, but we think it's going to be around the same time as last year, so we've done a slightly shorter season, 15 rounds for season 13 to hopefully get it done before that game comes out.
Yep, and in the end, poor old Snowy, the only driver not to score any points. Really glad Burnout was able to grab those 10 points, though, last time out in Brazil. There's the Constructors' Championship. In the end, Renault beating out Red Bull by 21 points. And 280 of those 291 points were Sayaryu, so you have to give it to him. SDS F1 Alonso for the Williams team was very strong as well, contributing a lot of points to that Williams dominance that allowed them to pick up the Constructors' Championship way back when at the U.S. Grand Prix from Circuit of the Americas. Well, I think that's just about going to do it. I have to say, it's been a very long and tiring season. Next race, season 13,
we do it all again.
Australian Grand Prix. Wow, we're just jumping right back into it. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this complete 21-race Season 12 championship for Apex Online Racing on the Xbox One platform. My name is Justin, of course. Thank you guys so much for taking this journey with me. Thank you, Fizzy, for being along for, I don't know exactly how many races you were here for, but I do appreciate you coming along.
But thank you. You've been in for every race this season, so you definitely deserve a big, big thanks. I also want to thank Ycoms as well, because if without him doing half of the works on the videos this season, there's no way we would have gotten through it.
Right, yeah, I think that should be mentioned. Yeah, without Ycoms, guys, we may not have finished the season. It may have been another season that ended with, before the final race. Yeah. So, big thanks to him. And thanks, everybody, for watching. We will see you next time for Season 13 in the Australian Grand Prix. Goodbye.